What up, science nerds of the interwebs? We are streaming once again for Intelligent Design. I'm Dave, and that is Sean. Say hello, Sean.
Hello.
And we are, as I said, the third of our ID streams, which is, I think we left it at a really, I think it's fair to say it was an exciting point in the game last time, a literal and metaphorical cliffhanger with my cows. So do go back and check those two previous streams. They're available on our YouTube channel, Pillbug Interactive, to catch up. But for those of you who just want to chill out while we do this and kind of progress this game as well, I'll give you a very, very quick recap. My world, which I'm pausing here because I don't want us to go too far into it just yet. My world was overtaken by a very voracious plant species, which I had no real control over, I think it's fair to say, Sean. I was distracted by other things and it just took over while I was asleep at the wheel, kind of playing with other things, playing with science. So the second stream was all about trying to figure out herbivores in this game and in our game, and try and have a stable population of herbivores that would allow us to deal with this green menace that had been spreading across my ice planet.
Yes.
This stream, as my key performance targets at the middle of the screen here suggest, is going to be a little bit more about carnivores. So now we've got, hopefully, a good set of herbivores, my cows, and I'm hoping that this stream will manage to get some carnivores to just play around with that, really. And you know, but so do chime in on chat if you've got any suggestions for my carnivore play as we go through. Otherwise, me and Sean are just going to kind of try and space out our Jurassic Park quotes to an acceptable level.
That's one thing. I'm kind of like, I've got a bunch of chat windows open at the moment, and then trying to keep track of all that. But yes, I need a window of Jurassic Park quotes.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming the increase of carnivores is going to mean an increase in.
Oh yes, I think so.
In Jurassic Park quotes, and we managed to get a few in last time anyway as well. But so I'm about to unpause the game. Like I'm scared to do so because my cows are literally running towards this cliff edge here. You can see my kind of purple blob cows.
So this could be interesting because. There's been a patch. There's been two patches since we last played, right?
Right, yes. You have been busy.
So, yeah, two patches. So the one patch is that... I don't know if you want to unpause while we...
really?
While
you think I can risk this?
I think we want to show some more exciting stuff going on, right?
Okay, right.
I can explain well.
So, I love how you say more exciting stuff, and we have some slow-moving cows rushing towards a cliff edge.
Yeah.
Look at them go. They're still going. They're still going. Yeah. I just really want to hit that pause button, Sean. I'm scared. They've stopped. They've stopped.
They've stopped.
Yeah.
Yes, they have stopped.
They have figured it out. That would be bad news bears going down that cliff edge. Yeah. And they've stopped, and then they just started breeding. These guys are great.
Yeah.
Like, this seems a good spot. Let's pop out an egg. So,
they're kind of on their side.
Oh, there's another one. God, they are so prolific. Look at them go. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who weren't here for the last couple of streams, let me just take you on a tour of the world as it stands right now. So we're kind of maybe at dawn here, I'm guessing, or maybe sunset. Sunset by the look of those shadows creeping up. So
which way is the sun going?
The sun's going that way. The shadows are going up that way. So I think that we're. Oh, they've gone. He's gone.
Oh,
he's gone.
Fallen.
He's gone.
Slowly falling down to the bottom of the thing.
Of the crevasse.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, it's foggy down
Dave,
here now.
Just a kind of breaking fourth wall here.
Yeah.
We were trying to, because I'm on a different, like, you may not realise this through the magic of video, but I am not in the same room as Dave, and I'm trying and was watching this through Discord. I would say cancel your Discord sharing. I'll watch the stream on the stream things.
Cool.
I think it's mainly because of my internet connection.
Okay.
More than anything.
I've stopped screen sharing. Look at them squeeze through.
Hang on, now I've got to.
These guys are just not built for down here. Look at them. They're just like these massive like sludge tankers of herbivores, kind of squeezing their way between. He's never gonna fit there. Maybe if he kind of climbs up a bit. He's trying, or she's trying.
Okay, sorry, I broke your flow there. So do you want to?
Right. So yeah, well, like so. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm currently slightly upset by what's going on. These guys are just not built for this subterranean world, and they are probably gonna all die. Ah, jeez, that's tough. Really laughing.
Sorry, did they all jump down there?
Well, so I think that whole well, there's a couple up the top. There's a couple at the top of the family group, shall we say? Quite a lot of them have made a break for it. Yeah, that's disappointing. There is also, I mean, my cows, maybe like most cows, are not the brightest of cows, so they've also clumped here at the base of the cliff. So, was there some suggestion that behaviour may have been changed by a recent patch?
Okay, so well, yes, but there. Right. Let me go through everything that has changed in the patches. So the first patch that we brought out. So you see on that cliff in front of you, there's like some plants that are on the cliff.
Yep, a couple of plants on cliff. Yep. Yeah.
So now what will happen is if a seed lands on wherever a seed lands, the game looks at the slope of wherever it is, and if the slope is above a certain amount, then the seed cannot take hold.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's related to a gene, which I'm not going to tell you what gene that's related to, but you will find some plants might be able to go on steeper cliffs than others.
Because we have outliers here, don't we?
Well, yes, but what's important to know is that your game is a save game from before that change.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that's going to affect that a bit?
Oh yeah, because it only happens when seeds land. So you've already got plants there.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Sorry. Yes.
So they were already there before. Yes. Yeah. So over time, you'll find that you'll have less plants on the side of cliffs. Okay, so that was patch number 1. Patch number 2 is that we changed, or I changed the way that animals see stuff.
Okay.
So before, basically, you had an animal that looked. You can imagine kind of a sphere around the animal.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where it can see. So let's say it's got a vision of 10. It would be able to see everything, or let's say a vision of 20. It would be able to see everything that's in a sphere of 20. Which was fine on all our other maps, but we introduced this map here, and this has got lots of changes in height.
Yes.
Right. So what we started to notice or what some players started to notice, was that some of the creatures would try and get to plants that they couldn't get to because they're really high up. Yes. So what we've done is we have now made it so that there's a check to see what the height difference is, and if the height difference is above a certain amount, it won't do it, basically.
Okay.
That's the gist there. Yeah, that's that change. But the thing is that animals have a memory from the last position they saw a plant.
Right.
So those ones over there might have seen one. It might take a while because this is a save game for all those changes to kind of filter through.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's good. So while you were explaining those patch notes, I was trying to rescue my world, which is I don't know, kind of interesting. Because you can see my crevasse perhaps doesn't really follow that new rules because I've got tons of plants up and down these walls, which are probably not going to happen. There's not going to be seeds in the newer version. I've tried to cordon off this little bit here with force field, which is something you can do in intelligent design just to make your own little mini environments within the environments. And then our last stream we did that for across these different radars for a bunch of different herbivore species. So what I'm trying to do is get some of these cows active and kind of hopefully happy and eating and chilling out and breeding away from any cliff walls, which they obviously seem to enjoy, and away from any crevasses that they can fall down and not actually manage. So in some ways, like, these guys are separated from the rest of the environment anyway by the geographical nature of this massive trench. As are these guys at the top. The couple of guys up here just kind of milling around. They're separate until they decide to jump down here. These guys, I think, are just going to slowly die off, if we're honest. Because
it looks like that. I can see blood down there. Right?
Yeah, they don't seem to be too interested in eating. Unfortunately, my plan is not necessarily working out to maximum efficiency because these lot just want to seem to kind of nudge up against that force field wall and not really... I mean, they're eating, but then they're just like, let me out, let me out, let me out. So... But, as we said earlier, and I'm just going to stay on target, is to...
That's a Star Wars quote, not a Jurassic Park.
We're not allowed non-JP
just in case that's what you thought.
Just
thanks. Just wanted to be clear.
Just clarifying that. So what I want to stay on target for is to make sure that we are making sure we get enough carnivores this time. Like, I don't want to be messing around with these cows too much. I want to be eating these cows. So let's open up the science, and so I've got 19 carnivore genes to unlock, and if I go to custom carnivores, I have 1 carnivore gene unlocked already. So that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. I'm gonna. Because my research stations are so expensive to upgrade now, I'm actually going to build another one in here as well. And upgrade that a little bit. And then I'm going to start putting some random carnivores in this environment here with these cows. So unfortunately, and you know, myself as a vegetarian, this is tough. But unfortunately, these cows are basically... scientific livestock. They're guinea pigs. They are going to be eaten in the pursuit of carnivorous science.
The circle of life.
Well, I mean, is it? I mean, that's. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure because I'm playing God here, right? Like, I've you know, the circle of life doesn't usually involve force fields and research stations, does it? I mean, in my experience, I mean, your life probably does. Mine doesn't. Anyway, without
what?
Without any kind of ethical compunctions, because we'll just put that to one side. I'm going to just spawn a random carnivore here, or at least try to.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to turn my light on. There we go. So I have no idea what these genetically these are going to turn out like. Last time we had some carnivores, they were nippy little things that kind of seemed to take out some chunks of my cows and then all died. So there they go. Yeah, I mean, so this game, you know, it's not a gory game, but
there are some like minor those bloods like
But I think part of the reason this actually ends up being quite shocking is not the gore and the graphics.
That's pretty gory, man.
It's that you're instigating this. You're making the choices that have caused this situation to happen. This panic of my beloved cows is my fault.
Yeah,
and you know that's maybe I'm overthinking this, but that's kind of tough.
Yeah,
that's kind of tough to necessarily. I mean, look at the absolute pandemonium that they have caused in my cow population, and but you know,
actually caused them like they're all just circling around.
Well, there was a lot of blood early on. Maybe they're not eating anymore. But like these guys were just lined up here for a long time, and now they've just gone poof, and like they're running away. You know, it's like I've activated a whole other side of their behaviour that wasn't there before. So I've got science unlocks. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at my science tab. So that is one. See, I've already unlocked a carnivore gene, thankfully, for having those guys just roaming around in there. So that's good. What is it? So we had speed, and now we have custom carnivores. Now we have turning speed. So I can inspect these guys if I can manage to find one quickly enough. So they are max speed 88, turning speed 51. So quite low on those two things. They're not going to need to be quick to catch my cows. My cows are not quick. So that's not going to be a problem. I mean, they love spinning around. They're like the Kylie Minogue of the cow world. But so they're going okay. Like my 5 carnivores haven't died yet. They don't seem to have bred yet. So
give them a chance, man.
Well, yeah, I know. They've just been getting their fill, but you know.
Yeah.
My cows were quick to reproduce. So I can look on this graphs tab thing here, and yeah, my herbivore population is dropping. And I think that's a combination of this massive group have just all died since we've been doing this. Yeah. They are gone. One lone survivor there. These two have become one. Again, in a Spice Girl sense, 2 become 1. And then this family unit here, these 2 are just chilling out, and I can't imagine these guys have done very well down here, given that they were too big. So I'm assuming they're all dead. Like, guess so. Oh no, hi buddy.
Are they?
Yeah, we've got one there. He's kind of managing, or she.
Is that managing? I mean,
well,
I definitely wouldn't call that managing. But
no, you're probably right. What is that? Or is that just okay? That's weird. It's just the fog, I think. So yeah, no, they didn't make it to the promised land of all this food, and they died. Sean, they all died. So that's sad times. But I don't know what to do really. Like, if whether or not I should just start putting some cows over here. I kind of want to put some cows over here just to see if they do okay, or if they're just going to run to the cliffs again. Like,
yeah,
because I've got some cows. I think this was it, wasn't it? I'll load it just in case. I got some cows. You know, pent up. These are going to be my free range cows. And let's see how they do over here. I hope
have you kept them quite big still?
The cows?
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't changed them. They seem to be working. Like, there's this weird thing of that they have a cliff fascination. So like, I'm hoping I've put them a little bit further away. Maybe they'll stick around there for a bit. Like, they'll be okay in here. This will be fine. Maybe not down there, but I just hope these guys. Let's just see if they kind of just eat some of this greenery, right? That's why I created these cows, just to eat some of the greenery and go nuts. So I had a science unlock while I was jamming away, and that's 1 herbivore gene. So we're almost fully unlocked on herbivores, which is pretty sweet.
Which is good.
6 carnivores, Sean. 6 carnivores. Why don't you tell the viewers at home what that means?
6 carnivores. That means one of them had a baby.
Yeah, when a mummy carnivore and a daddy carnivore get together.
How do you know that you've got a female?
Well, what do you get? What do you do?
You send someone out in the park to look up the dinosaur skirts.
That's ting. That's 1. I have a feeling we even used that last time, so I'm not sure.
No, we didn't. That. That's definitely not.
That's definitely original.
Like, it's not crossed off here on my list, so we can use it.
I love the idea of you having a list. Right, let's have a look. Custom carnivores. So, can we through the inspector, Sean? Can I figure out what this? Can I find generation 2?
Well,
they won't be.
The closest you can do is kind of think about No. In
No.
short answer, no. The long
Okay.
answer is you look for any that have slightly different genes.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was asking. Yeah. So, okay. If generation 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can see them all. If generation 2 is different genetically, it's not on turning speed or max speed. That is my first conclusion about my carnivore species.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
Your
still
your grass stuff is definitely growing. Like every time you kind of look to the left there, towards that kind of other side. In fact, is it spreading everywhere around the map now?
Yeah, like it
Whatever
is
that-
going nuts. Like I think it's trying to get up here, like as best it can. Like it's making its route, making a route here. It's kind of like an Arctic expedition, isn't it? Like a climber setting out like a route up here. So yeah.
And those big fat plants still are just kind of like slowly at the top of that.
Yeah, they haven't really done like I think I planted these. They don't seem to spread much. These big guys, like they just you spawn them. One seed takes and it kills off all the other seeds, and then they just chill out. Like they take forever for a cow to eat because they're enormous, and then they just don't do anything. So they're like the opposite of this menace. But so far so good that my cows are not rushing to this.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen down that crevasse, because now that those plants, since the latest patch, they're not going to be able to take hold there, but you still need those to all die off.
Yes, well, I mean, maybe they'll die off in terms of like fire, like because periodically we do get fire down there. So they'll die off, and I reckon what's going to happen is that they are just going to blanket the bottom of that, right? Like they are going to go nuts on the bottom there, and but like you say, I think they will slowly. You'll start seeing more and more like gaps here. Like I think there are more gaps there as well. So so my carnivores are still doing alright. They're not dying. My herbivore population, I mean. These guys seem to have stopped breeding in here. I might spawn another one just in case they didn't have any like females or whatever.
That blood effect, man. Pretty happy with that. So inside baseball, you've only got one carnivore left. Oh, did you already say that?
Oh, jeez, that was quick.
Yeah, so that was the one. Presumably, that was the one that was born.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So okay, inside baseball. So the effect, the blood effect, is just kind of attached to those herbivores.
Okay.
Now it turns out, the scale of the herbivore is related to the biomass, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you made them big, max biomass really high, so they're like the big cows. It turns out when you scale an object, you also scale the size of the blood particles. So like the first time I did it, that wasn't even planned. It was just like, oh no, that's a huge, massive blood spurt.
Blood splat. Yeah.
But
Nice.
I quite like it. I think it looks good.
And so my cows are doing great. They are good breeders. These cows. They just breed. They eat.
Are they actually? Is the population increasing, or is it starting to flatline? Like, is it continually increasing? Are we at the start of like a hockey stick, or is it?
No, on my graphs. Okay, so I think this big spike is fair enough. Me spawning two more carnivore waves in my little pen here. Two more herbivore waves. Sorry, but I think it's like. It's tough to say. They're clearly laying eggs and clearly fertilizing eggs and clearly being born in the wild, right? But not at a prodigious rate, not like crazy, but they're not like rabbit level of breeding. But they're doing all right. They're doing solidly, and they are chomping through this stuff. Like they, not at a rate where I'm concerned they're going to run out of food. Because obviously that could be that you'd swing the other way, wouldn't you? Like knee-jerk reaction, go loads of cut herbivores, and you create a different problem that you then have to fix. So personally, my approach to this kind of game would be to do it incrementally, so that I wasn't just causing new problems by trying to fix old ones. But I guess everybody might be a bit.
But that's kind of the game, right?
Well, I mean,
it's like you do something and then you're like, oh god. I need to change this.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd like to mitigate that as much as possible. That's just my approach, perhaps. So I've got another carnivore gene, which is cohesion. So I can kind of see, like, obviously we talked last stream about cohesion versus separation, and how that I've struggled a little bit to see why I'd need 2 gene sliders for that. They seemed like the same thing. But it'd be interesting to see if we have cohesion and separation on our carnivores as well as our herbivores. My guess is we probably will. But let's have a look. So I don't know if none of these things are encouraging. Like I don't really want to mess with this yet. So I'm just going to drop another random carnivores in here. Because
maybe
these don't. Maybe 2.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to still go completely random carnivores until you found some that work?
Yeah, but I think basically these sets of carnivores that I'm spawning in here are like research carnivores, right? Like I need more genes to get a better look at how carnivores work, I think. So like I need some species of carnivores to do that, so I've just gone down the random route. And as you can see, I don't think I can make any really interesting informed decisions based on these 3 genes, like other than making something very quick or very slow. And I don't think that's necessarily, given the situation we find ourselves in, whether that's particularly important, whether how quick or slow they are. So I'm going to spawn another set of random carnivores over here as well, because it's also about necessarily giving them a chance to breed, right? Like, yes, they'll be in competition, but hopefully they might have a chance of breeding. Get a little bit of a population going here, perhaps. Because I'm guessing, okay, so obviously, when we said, so other streamers like Nucrium and things like that have took the approach, which I think it makes sense to me, is just trying to find real-world analogies for these animals. So, I've called these cows. They're clearly not cows, but in my mind, that's how how I've kind of conceptualized them. For the predators, obviously, I need to think of it in that way too. Now, these guys are all kind of tiny. They seem to hunt in packs. That's a certain kind of predator, right? Like they are doing their best to have a go at these big herbivores. Not killing many of them, I think it's fair to say. You said they eat eggs, so maybe that's more detrimental to the herbivore population than their actual eating. So that's kind of interesting. But I mean, what eats a cow other than a T-Rex? And people. You need a lion, right?
Well,
something that size. Something that's
this seems to be
size.
working, because they're just kind of those ones are going in, taking a chunk out of them, running away, letting them heal, and then coming in and eating them a bit more.
So kind of eating what they need. And just,
it's like having a living piece of an animal that they're just...
Well, it's like a symbiotic or a parasite relationship, right? Where you're just taking off a little bit, nibbling off a little bit, and then
fire.
Yeah, you love pointing out fire in my world. But that's good. That's good. I think especially if it spreads to the walls, that will clear up some of this mess. I'm not sure it's gonna, but
it might do.
But these cows out here are doing fine too. They haven't thrown themselves off a cliff yet.
Is there still cows in the bottom of your...
No, I think they're all dead, dude. I think they all bit the dust. They never made it through to here, which was weird. They just jumped into this bit down here, which was that was just too small for them. It was a choke point, and then they all died. Oh no, there's one. There was an egg. The egg is gone. So that is the loneliest cow on my
So
map.
that's the cat. It just is laying an egg every so often that will just die.
Yeah, that's brutal.
You could put some more down there with that one.
Yeah, but why? Because they're all going to die.
Don't you feel for that one? Just laying eggs?
Yeah, I mean
that then get wasted.
That's tragic. Don't get me wrong, but like that's spawning more into the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really, I should just spawn some carnivores there and hope it does, you know, the deed sooner. Let's not even talk about these separate. Sorry, what?
Then the carnivores.
Yeah, exactly,
die, right?
exactly. Like, so I can't spawn. I mean, let's not even talk about these guys who are separated by a force field.
Yeah.
Let's just hope they don't know each other. So anyway, my carnivores, there are 6. So like quite a few of them have died.
These ones seem to be the ones that are okay. They're just kind of swarming around, taking a chunk, going back.
So yeah, what are their genes? So they got very little speed, very little turning speed, and very little cohesion. Which is weird. Like, cohesion is very low, but to me they look very cohesive. Because they're all together. So, is this one of those situations where the gene slider works in the opposite way to my brain? And actually, if I max cohesion, that's when they go like that. And like they're all across the world.
They're moving in herds.
Yes.
They do move in herds.
They do. Good, cross that off the list. Yep. So, but you know, didn't answer my question really. Like, that feels counterintuitive to me. That like that cohesion is they're really cohesive.
But how do you know there aren't like 5 other genes that are going to affect that?
I don't.
There's a lot of blood.
There will be blood, right? So, how far away are we from? Quite away from another side. Are these guys in range? Maybe they're not in range of my research stations. So I need more carnivore sites. That's what we need. So I'm going to spawn another random carnivore in here. Oh wait, why did I spawn that there? Anyway, away from my research station. In fact, one of our goals is to build 10 research stations, so I'm going to build another one basically on top of them, so that I definitely get that carnivore science. Because that's something we tinkered with, wasn't it? Like how expensive...
yes, we've kind of messed with that because you can use the time acceleration now, which will speed everything up. Okay, so you've also got your targets, right? You just unlock target just opened up there.
Yeah. So what was that? I think that was 10. Was that a number of herbivore science that came up?
I think that was what that was. So what are your current targets? 10 carnivores born in the wild.
Yeah. 10
research stations and 100 herbivores. You've got a decent number of plants.
Yeah, well, like, thanks to that grass. Well, let's call it a grass. Obviously, it's not a grass, but you know it's going absolutely wild. Yeah, it's going nuts. Still going.
It's doing a better job than my grass.
Yeah, so my herbivore population is stable. I mean, obviously, I'm throwing a bunch of spanners.
So it's going down to me.
Yeah, but that's because I'm sacrificing many of them to the herbs. The carnivores.
That's not stable.
Well, I mean, it's a downward trend that is not concerning.
It's decreasing stably.
Yeah, at a manageable rate. I think it's fair to say. Because the whole stream point is to get some carnivores on the go and get moving on the carnivore science. So can't make any carnivore omelets without breaking a few herbivore eggs, as far as I know.
No.
So these carnivores are doing okay. They're not breeding particularly quickly, so in some ways I'm kind of just waiting for more genes to unlock. I could set up another pen.
You could.
Just to speed this up. I could mess with time acceleration as well. But I think...
You can do all those things.
I think...
you could set up... I suppose you've got another pen you could set up there.
At the top.
You did have a pen at the top, right?
Yeah.
At one point.
At one point, but then I opened it up and they all threw themselves off the cliff. So.
But that won't happen now.
Okay. Well.
Because of the way that things have changed. Well, it shouldn't do. That would be interesting to see what happens. In fact,
I'm not going to risk my cows on your crazy theory. If I just bunted that cow towards the cliff with my force field. Yeah.
Nice.
That feels bad.
Well, that one gets enough. Surely the cow would rather be down with all the other cows.
Well, you'd think that, but he hasn't gone that way. Can't quite tell if he's inside the force field or not. Oh, he is. Okay, cool. No? No. He's outside it now. Oh god, there's some random plants. Anyway, I do that way too often, just accidentally right-clicking. Let's make some more cows up here. Custom herbivores. Just to make sure I've got the right ones. I'm sure I do. But so there's some custom herbies.
Oh, you've only got two herbivore things to unlock.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, we've because we were talking about hunger, but I think we've unlocked life expectancy and egg gestation since.
So now they're going to be different to your current cows, the ones you just did, because now they'll have those values which they wouldn't have had necessarily, right?
Yeah. So like their life, the ones I've just spawned, life expectancy is much higher than the one I'm inspecting here, and the egg gestation is a little bit higher as well, from 9 to 25. We do have a science unlock, so that's a bonus one, which I'm obviously ploughing into carnivores at the moment, so we'll look at that in a mo. These guys are feeding nicely, so yeah, that force field still allows them to throw themselves off if...
Oh yeah, they could. That would be... I think you just have to...
accept
Do you
that.
need... Do you actually need the force field? Is the edge of the cliff not the force field?
Well, I mean, I hope so, but it wasn't before. Like, you know,
could just see.
So we're testing this patch efficiency.
Yeah, because I mean, that like, to be clear, they might run off the edge for another reason, but they're not going to run off the edge to find a plant because they won't be able to see them.
Another
and they would be chased off the edge by carnivores if you put carnivores up there. You could put a force field, put a radar further back.
Yeah, that would give me that option, but yes, I suppose that's something I could do. Pop one here. If I want it kind of in the centre of where I want my little pen. Probably that seems a bit wasteful, but we'll do it for the...
Well, it's not wasteful because that's what you use it for. You don't just use it to extend your range. You're using it for
science,
force field stuff. Yeah. To do science.
Okay. Is that right? Let's have a look. I'll fly the edges of my force field. That looks fine. Okay, so these guys are separated now. They haven't bred yet. Okay, so I'm not convinced there's a male and a female in there, because normally by now they'd get the there we go. Talk of the devil. Whoa, 3 eggs. 3 eggs.
3 eggs. That means you've got 3 females then, right?
That means I've got a lucky guy. Look, look immediately went. Look at them. Look, they're like, right, we've bred up here. There's a cliff. Put me in.
So straight away trying to get off the edge of the cliff. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that is weird.
But I think it might be because they were facing in that direction. I don't think they necessarily... Because they're not hungry.
Wow, they are putting eggs out like no tomorrow. But I don't know if the male is fertilising them.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So...
And now they're hungry.
Well, they've just laid a bunch of eggs. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Right, let me make sure I'm loading my cows. I think I am. I keep doing that, but I don't know if I need to. Reproduction rate is another gene that we've got available now. So I've got egg gestation and reproduction rate on top.
Now you can put that over. So they've got a reproduction rate of 25.
Yeah.
Which is quite low.
So I'm guessing that therefore is a bit more like let's put that in the middle and see how these guys respond to these eggs, perhaps, because I'm kind of interested by that, because reproduction rate being so low is surprising, seeing as they produce loads of eggs. So does that mean
that's only surprising because you're making an assumption?
Yeah, I'm making an assumption that reproduction involves eggs.
Well, there's another assumption you make as well.
Yeah. So I'm making it, but what can I do?
Well, yeah, but like
you need
like do things based on what you observe.
So what I've observed is the reproduction rate of 25 means that they produce a lot of eggs, but don't actually reproduce that much. But again, that's maybe not fair because they had, by the looks of it, had a group of 4, and 3 of which were female.
Yeah.
Okay. In other news, because there's always something else going on in this game, my carnivores are all died, or most of them are dead. God knows where these herbivores have gone, these free-ranging ones. I have a sinking suspicion that they are down here. So I will have a quick look and see if they have all thrown themselves off this cliff. At least there would be food down here for them. But I'm not seeing that.
There's slowly less on the cliff edge, isn't there? I feel like the cliffs are getting a bit less full of stuff.
Yes, true. But I'm not seeing a herd of herbivores down here. There's fire.
No. All fire, nice.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that for a bit, see if that spreads, because that could spread quite a lot down there. There's lots and lots and lots.
Yeah. But I'm not seeing my herbivores. Like I've dropped, you look away and there's like one left.
Yeah.
So unless they're over here, but I don't think they are because my herbivore population is pretty low right now. Oh, that's bouncing back. It's because those carnivores are dying off.
Well, you've got those ones up on top of the cliff. Is that not?
Oh yeah, that's probably that.
Those guys, the ones that are.
Yeah. So these carnivores have pretty much eaten their way through my cows in here. All in the name of science. That's what I wanted them to do because I needed some carnivore unlocks.
But you only need 3. Like that's evolution, Like all the bad ones are going to die, and then you need those good ones to be the ones that survive, and they will hopefully have children.
Well, that's it. Like that's fine if they breed. So I've got alignment and separation. So we do have cohesion and separation. The carnivores as
well. You've got a similar thing. So how did you set them for the cows? Like, is it worth trying to use the numbers used for the cows for these
to match?
Because they seem to work.
Them up.
Yeah.
Did they work? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Like, has that worked?
Well, it seems to be. Does it not?
I don't know. Like, I mean, you keep dissing my cows a little bit, saying
What am I saying? I don't know. That from your cows. Don't
diss my cow.
They're doing all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think but like my population, like you said, you did say like that's a steady decrease, right? That's not, and that's not a population that's stable. So they are.
But that was the carnivores probably doing that. Now they're increasing.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's up there. Like I think they're probably breeding like no tomorrow up there. But they are going to run out of food, I think. Like these guys, whoa, look at that. Okay. So these big plants, they're good. But look at them, they all want out. They all want to go. Like if I let them out...
You could turn the force field off.
Yeah, and then what happens? They all end up in... It
gets interesting. They maybe jump down, they maybe not. Maybe they stay up there. What?
Alright. On your head bit. I mean, I have to let them out soon because they eat too quickly for these big plants.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones, right? They're doing... yeah. That's interesting. They're definitely... That's where all your...
My herbivores are right now.
Coming from, right?
And you know what? It's because we changed... what did we change? It was one of the genes, wasn't it? It was the reproduction rate. Yeah, okay. Right. Let's let these bad boys loose on the world and see if they can clean up my grass problem. But they're going to need to...
They might not go anywhere, right?
They're going to decimate these. Well, I mean, these... Yeah, because these guys... I mean, these plants, there's a lot. There's a big mass of them. Excuse me. I understand that. But they don't breed very quickly.
No. They seem to be lasting a lot. I've not seen one of them die necessarily.
No.
Have you?
With the plants?
Yeah, the plants.
Oh, there's one.
One just died.
Yeah.
I just want to see if they jump off the edge.
They seemed to want to, didn't they? I mean, they're going to need to, like, sooner rather than
they're
later.
going to just fall off the edge. Anyway, right?
Well,
Just-
yeah, I
just
guess
because.
kind of naturally. But I think they're just going to eat their way through these guys eventually, and then just go right. Where to next?
But if they can't see the plants down there, then they won't necessarily go down there, right?
True. Right, I've built my 10th research station, by the way.
Nice.
That's just what that came up with. Oh, see,
So maybe you can just upgrade the hell out of that then.
yeah, just to give that a bit. And it's going to be pointless when they all bugger off, but
I think they might be out there for a while. Did you say one fall? Like I'm like a few seconds behind. Did any fall off?
oh yeah, we got a couple. But now we do. Now they're going. Woo. I feel like in the next ID update we're gonna have to add wings or something like falling.
I've tried.
wings.
Like I have tried with the flying animals. It's really hard.
I bet it is.
It's really hard. Only a few of them. They're not all falling off.
No, quite a few. Like, I don't mind as long as they don't just sit there at the bottom of the.
Well, that's what's interesting. They shouldn't do that now.
Well, I hate to say it,
But they can still see those plants that are halfway up your cliff.
yeah,
Because they're not that high up, right? Those plants there.
no. Well, I don't know how to help them. I mean, I can't help them.
Well, you could, in theory, you could kill those plants by building buildings on top of them.
Huh.
There's loads of them falling off now.
Yeah. Like it's quite the exodus.
Actually, they are reaching that. Are they reaching that plant?
So, some of them are. Yeah. I mean, this one's probably going to go soon, but they just need to turn around, guys. Look out this way. What is their sense is quite low. It's
Right.
26.
Okay. So they don't see. They might not see those ones behind them.
They're not seeing very far, but
Yeah.
they are.
You need some carnivores, man, because your herbivore population is starting to explode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's starting. I mean, they're just, Jesus Christ, these guys just like. I put their cautiousness up, right? So I assumed that meant that they'd stay away from these cliffs because they're just throwing themselves off and dying.
Yeah.
So I mean, you say like I need a carnivore. I don't know if I do. I need these guys to
eat all your plants. Is that what we're going to see go on?
But they don't like these guys here. Okay, so they've had the carnivores in here. There's 3 carnivores still going. So the carnivores have eaten them, but they haven't stripped this.
Do you need to turn that force field off so the others can get into that area when they eventually fall down?
Well, eventually maybe, but like they're a long way off yet at the speed these guys move. Like they've got plants here to kind of chomp on. These 3 carnivores are quite long lived. They've been doing all right, but they haven't bred. They've got me a bit of science. Yeah, which is true. They've got me a bit of science. You could
just drop some random carnivores down there, like rather than doing your custom ones.
I think I will. There's only a few herbivores left in here, though. They're all my.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. The force field might start. Like at least then, if you had the force field off, they would maybe be able to go over to that group of herbivores over there.
See, look, like these guys have just cleared this out of the big plants now.
Yeah.
They just reproduced too quickly for this plateau.
Yeah. And they don't know what is below them, right?
No.
They're just kind of spinning around. That's kind of an interesting. It's weird.
In a mass,
what is that behavior? They're just kind of like moving around in circles, dropping eggs off, and every so often one falls off.
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with the low separation, low sense. That's my guess, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I genuinely don't know. Like this is what's quite interesting is that though the interaction of all those genes is going to be really complex.
Yeah. So yeah, and every now and again there's just a few that break out and then run back in. So that to me sounds like reasonably high cohesion, really low separation.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'd expect. I'd expect a clump of things.
Have you got one of them just managed to find a ledge halfway up the cliff there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he's happy about it because he wants to be with the others. But yeah, he does seem slightly stuck.
Yeah.
So those random carnivores I spawned, only one is still around.
Right.
No.
Do you know that for sure? You don't know that, but you don't know.
I don't know that. They could have all died.
Yeah, and it could be your first ones could have all died. I don't know. They look like the same colour. Right?
Yeah, this is going to sound a dumb question, but do carnivores eat carnivores in this game?
No.
Okay.
Thought about it, but that's like, I don't know. You that gets weird because do you let carnivores eat each other of the same species? How do you make that distinction? Like, what do you then allow carnivores to eat or not eat?
Yeah. Right. So.
Oh shit! That was a big.
Kaboom! Right. So in here we need more cows, right? And good news is we now have reproduction rate high enough.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I mean,
and there's no cliffs.
Cows, they're just not in the same place.
Yeah, they're not where I need them to be. There's no cliffs in here, so I'm going to pop in some cows for my herbivores. Hopefully they won't die.
Yeah.
For my carnivores too quickly. Is this the final? Yeah, this is the final herbivore gene. So, what's that? Egg efficiency. Okay.
Yeah.
So, waiting for these guys to hatch.
Yeah.
And they just all died. Oh no, they hatched. Away they go. Carnivores are obviously going to chomp off a few before they start. Though that looked like the carnivore just died. It just met its match in a baby cow.
Yeah. Have all your big cows died now in that?
Over there. No, look, they are they're doing what they do. So one,
I mean, like the pile, the kind of like World War Z's kind of like
zombie cows. Yeah, I mean these guys are going to die soon, right? Like they're just
that one plant there that they're seeing. Like if you got rid of that one plant that's halfway up the thing, I think they would then. Like if you could build like a research station on top of it and kill it.
Done. Put a collector up there. You think that's what's going on? I'm not so sure.
Maybe it doesn't seem to. Maybe they're not hungry. Maybe I don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe they might not be able to see those other plants, so they're going to where they found a plant last.
Yeah. Well, that's not working out for them. They are all going to die. In some ways, yeah, I could make them food for just some carnivores, but then I'm left with a less kind of sustainable situation, it feels to me, than what I've got going on here, which is because this has got everything. This middle paddock has got everything I want in it. It's got like herbivores. It's got the grass that I'm trying to get herbivores to eat, and it's got some playing around with some carnivores.
Yeah.
To get some unlocked.
110 herbivores now.
Yeah.
That's some herbivoring.
But it's all piled up over here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what. I kind of want to see how high that tower can get if they keep.
If they keep reproducing, yeah.
Yeah. Right, I need to grab a glass of water because I've been lecturing all week and my voice is like going.
Oh my good lord! Look at this.
I can't go yet. What's going on?
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I see. Oh, that's okay. You found your apex predator there.
Yeah. God, those guys were nuts.
Turn. You're gonna have to turn. Jeez. That was brutal.
They just went. They went mincemeat through those herbivores.
To think I was gonna miss that.
Oh yeah.
Do you release them now?
No.
But
they're too voracious. They're too.
But then once they're full, they'll stop eating.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's big fire.
Oh, there is a big fire.
Big fire. That's.
Yeah, that's quite big.
That's pretty big. And is it still spreading?
No, I don't think so. This grass is just so resistant.
Yeah, I mean, like it's. I suppose that did you make it so the life expectancy of those is really big?
Of what? Sorry, the plants.
The grass. Yeah.
I didn't make these. I don't think. I think
that was a random.
It was just a random. It just went nuts. So the life expectancy is... Oh, yes, no, you're right. So these guys were... You're right, I did make these because these were when I just put the top 3 genes on max and the rest were random. And then this is what's happened. Like they... Yeah. So there's some variation, but...
Unless they die of starvation, they ain't dying.
No.
Yeah.
God, look at these. What is it? I need to. So, alright, so like I am changing cows so that the sense is higher because... Like, so, this is just not, this is not good.
That's the issue there, I think. Yeah. Right, I'm going to grab that glass of water. So I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. So I'm going to check chat. I think we're all good. So yeah, what am I going to do? So I've got some carnivores here. Let's have a look if I can inspect them. So they're kind of just... The unlocked genes I have, they're not crazy or high on anything of the unlocked ones. But they just go through those cows like no tomorrow. That's hard to watch. That's hard to watch. We're going to need more of these. Right, so keeping the other things the same, but let's get them sensing stuff a lot more. I think that's better. As my World War Z will go. They're still reproducing, but they are dying. I just can't feed. Some of them have gone. Some of them have made for new lands. And these guys are still just doing what they're doing. Okay. Down to the carnivores again. These guys hopefully are going to hatch soon. Where are they? Okay. There's carnivores. Which is all good for my carnivore science. That's going to be clipping along nicely thanks to these research stations. I don't know what the deal is with the spinning. That's the thing I haven't quite figured out yet. Like, why are you guys just turning around and round and round? Is it some kind of like panic response? I seem to have been able to produce spinning things the whole time I played this game. Everything has spun around. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, these carnivores are doing alright. Are they breeding? It's quite hard to find a carnivore egg. They're too busy just running around killing things. Or should I say eating? Right, I've got science unlock. It's another carnivore gene. That's good news. Bears. There's obstacle avoidance.
I am back.
Yo. Okay, so I put in. I don't know, like these cows. As soon as you introduce a carnivore, they just spin on the spot. Like, I have no idea what has gone on. But on the new generation of cows, I put the sense up to 90 odd.
Yeah.
So
in theory, they should see.
They should, I
just see them all spinning around.
Yeah.
Like, what is that all about?
It hasn't seemed to help. I've had 10 carnivores born in the wild though, so my carnivores somewhere.
There are some carnivores
that are breeding. Yeah. I think it's kind of interesting. It's quite hard to find. Now this is going to sound silly as well. Are these carnivores that lay eggs? Or do they not lay eggs?
Carnivores that lay eggs.
Do carnivores lay eggs in this?
Yes, carnivores lay eggs the same way as...
Same way. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So they're not like mammals or whatever, but
yeah,
that's fine. So I could in theory see a carnivore lay an egg and then do all the things that the herbivores do with them. But I've yet to see that. I guess that's my point. I've yet to see a carnivore do that.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously I've seen tons of herbivores do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, this isn't going great because these guys are just spinning around and being weird. My wall of herbivores over here is dying off.
Yeah.
So there's that. And yeah, that's about it. That's the state of the nation at the moment.
Is there a carnivore? I'm sure I just saw them bleeding over your ones that are outside the pen.
The herbivores, you mean? Oh yeah. Oh jeez. The hell's that?
Is there a carnivore out there? How did they get?
Oh my god! No.
How did that happen?
What's wrong with you, buddy?
Is there a carnivore biome?
No, there are no carnivores outside the force field. I mean, okay, life finds a way and all, but like,
yeah.
I have no idea what that was.
No, that was weird.
Okay. Oh, these are all gone. Like they're done. Like,
is there any at the top? Or have you gone? Is that what you just? Okay, yes. Sorry.
No, on your delay.
I am a few seconds behind.
They are all gone at the top there. Yeah. You know, so we learned something. You know, all about the reproduction rate of my cow species.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do up here yet.
No. I guess it's the reproduction rate of those plants. What's going to happen with them?
Yeah, I might just. So this was live fast, die young, wasn't it? That just kind of didn't do either of those things. So I could just replant them. I like this plant.
Well, you could change if you maybe have a look at things there. Can you change the way you want? Like maybe that reproduction rate is wrong.
Do you think? I mean, but they're not. Oh, okay.
Because they're not reproducing. Don't you want them to reproduce?
Well, a bit, but I mean, at the moment, my plant situation is not an issue.
No, that's fair enough.
I mean, do I want more plants in this world that kind of just do this, which is kind of like chill out, survive, hang out for a bit? It's kind of okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like maybe if I put the seed force up a bit, maybe they will be able to spread a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? If I
just. But I do like. I do think, without trying not to tell you exactly what these genes do, they certainly haven't. They take a very long time between actually trying to send seeds off.
Yeah.
So do they ever get a chance to reproduce?
I don't know. The seed drag's mad.
The seed drag is like.
They cannot be rushed. These seeds just okay. Well, we've got time to go and look at something else then while they're doing that. But yeah, it's a good point. We should look at some of this maybe a bit more. But I'm seeing if the seed force means they can at least kind of fire out a seed or two. I don't want another plant species to go nuts. Like I've got one plant species that's doing that.
Yeah. I have some news here. Live, up-to-date news. My Tesco's delivery is going to be arriving half an hour early.
Exciting.
So at some point I'm going to have to go and unpack some Tesco shopping.
Nice.
FYI.
No, that's good to know. That's good to know. I've got to cook a cassoulet later, so that's my...
cassoulet?
So I've accidentally just clicked my custom plant. I've just got to stop having stuff selected. Yeah, so, I mean, they're not going to last long in there anyway, so... yeah, I've got to cook a cassoulet, which takes about 4 hours. So
what's in this cassoulet? But you're a vegan.
It's beans.
Is it beans?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was beans and sausages.
Yeah, but you just have it without the sausages.
You just don't have the sausages.
Yeah, I mean you have like a carrot and leek.
How does it take that long to get? What takes?
So it's in the oven for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Just
there's a fire on your grass.
I'm sure it will be fine. This grass is a survivor. Yeah, like this kind of it hasn't
foggy.
Yeah, but it hasn't kind of completely gone from these cliffs.
That's because it survives for such a long time, right?
Yeah. So yeah, let's have a look at. Oh, I've got some science. Let's unlock some science. Cheers. That's the last herbivore gene.
Cool. So okay. So what was it?
Egg efficiency. Why did I think I had the last egg efficiency?
You already had egg efficiency.
Yeah.
Oh no, you just went to prestige. That was
okay. That's it.
You already had it unlocked.
Okay, that's fine. What is the prestige deal? Like, what's this about?
It's just to keep track of like how many levels above the end level you're getting.
Okay.
It's nothing really. Like, it doesn't really matter. A lot of idle games have that.
Whoa!
idea.
Stop the press. Look at these guys. These guys have finally moved away from this cliff.
Stop the press. There is a Tesco's van coming around the corner. Okay. They finally moved away. And is that lots of eggs there?
That's tons of eggs.
Who's that guy on the edge?
He's
gone. Teetering.
He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, good luck down there, buddy.
Yeah.
I think there are others down there. Like these guys just gotta.
Yeah.
Stay away from the cliff edge. It's not good news.
Yeah.
There's another one going. I mean, I'm tempted to like just put a radar here just so that they can't go over the edge, but I think
that's cheating. Like, like they've got to evolve a way of not doing that, right? Or isn't that what they've got to do?
Maybe. But yeah, my herbivore population has tanked.
Yes, it really has, isn't it? Right, I will be back in the time it takes to unpack a Tesco shopping.
Well, I mean, I think we'll all be just seeing how long that you do take to do that.
I could do an I'll come back and tell you exactly what we bought. Have you seen those like unbagging, I guess, videos?
Videos.
Have you not seen that?
No. That's amazing.
Back in a bit.
Okay, right. So I'm determined to make sure we have a herbivore population by when Sean comes back. So I'm going to use another pen. Because these guys just cannot be trusted not to throw themselves off a cliff. So there's a pen. No cliffs. Custom herbivores. Okay. So I'm going to lower this reproduction rate a little bit so it doesn't go too nuts. Hunger. Maybe that's what's going wrong. Are they too hungry or not hungry enough? I'm not sure. But we've clocked up their sense. They should be able to see. Stuff. Obstacle avoidance. I don't know why they're so cliff happy, but we're going to pop a couple in here. Hopefully they'll stabilise my herbivore population. But my carnivores have all died off. It's just so hard. I don't know how life finds its way. It's so freaking hard to keep things alive. So I've got a bunch of carnivore genes, and I just don't know really what most of them are doing for my carnivores. So we're going to play around with it. I mean, when I don't know, I could spam some randoms, which has been okay, but I'm ready to play around with this. So we are going to make them really high on separation, really low on cohesion, so that they are far apart, hopefully. Kind of like non-pack hunters, right? So we're going to put them at a bit higher speed so that they can actually catch stuff. And turning speed a bit higher as well. And they're going to be really good at avoiding obstacles. Really good at avoiding obstacles. So let's see how these guys manage. So these two custom herbivores, even though they've got the same genes up here for the top 6, they're going to have completely random genes compared to each other at the bottom, like 15 or whatever. So they are not going to be very similar in terms of how they behave. They're going to need more cows in here, so let's pop a couple in here to keep them fed. It isn't that quick. One of them just fell in there. You're dead. Oh, no, there was okay. Well, you're going to eat well for a while, and then you're going to die. Oh dear. These guys are much smaller. Look at them racing around. But I don't know what they're doing. Cohesion. Cohesion isn't what I'm thinking it is. Have they all just gone in there? I don't even know. Yeah, they were just straight in. That's weird. Okay, so I think, as I probably should have realised by now, extremes are not the best route within this game. So we are going to slightly undo some of that and just have it a little bit more manageable. And pop some more carnivores in here. Kind of looks like this carnivore's being bullied out here. What is these guys' problem? There's so much food in there and they just cramming into this corner and dying. What is going on? Like, let's inspect some teams. Is it obstacle avoidance? Let's put that up and try it in here. See if these guys. Because I mean, you know, in my mind palace, obstacles includes force field. I would include a force field as an obstacle, but I don't know if the animals can actually see and understand that. Because I have no idea. Like, all these reproduction ones obviously have nothing to do whether or not they jam into corners, jump off cliffs, or spin on the spot. You know, that kind of stuff is not to do with that. That's fine. So it's got to be all this sense-based stuff, right? Like, so the speed, maybe, but look, they've just all flocked to this corner. What is going on? Like, I just don't understand. Look at, they're just piled up there, and that's with ones that didn't and did have obstacle avoidance. So it's not that one.
I'm back.
Yo.
And everyone will be glad to hear there were no substitutions.
Yes, except no substitutions. I am at my wit's end with these like, what is these cows' problem? Like, why do they do this?
Twirling around in a circle.
No, well, I mean, there's twirling around in the circle, which is, like, I can kind of accept. It's the pile-on approach that bothers me. And I'm trying to figure out how.
Did you increase their sense? You said.
Yes, so I've done two things. I've increased the sense. Okay, so they're 102 cents now. I didn't even go mad and put them at the top, but I also put their obstacle avoidance was back at like 0.
Yeah.
And then I put it up to about halfway. And they still have run to this particular corner and nowhere else.
Okay, they're going into. I wonder why are they trying to get to?
I don't know. Like, it's not.
Are they trying to get away from something?
But what? There's nothing in there. There's just grass and a research station. So
you said you increased the obstacle avoidance.
Yeah. But that's like, that was because I was like, do they know a force field is an obstacle? So if I increase that, they'll be like, whoa, don't go near that force field.
I don't know.
I haven't. Is it field of view? Is it like? Is that what the problem is? Like, they can see too much? I don't understand. I
don't know. Is it time to no more force fields?
No, because they just fall down a cliff and die. Like,
but what if they go down a cliff that has stuff in it? I don't know.
You know, that I don't think that's going to work.
This is your world.
I think once they get what they want, they have no idea what to do with it. Like, I mean, that, you know, which kind of describes us all, to be honest. But God knows why these guys are twiddling around like this. Like, there's only 2 carnivores in there. So, like, I played around with some custom carnivore things, but it hasn't really done anything. Yeah, I'm like, this is nuts. Like, I have no idea. I'd like to understand why this is happening and fix it.
Well, yeah.
So,
yeah.
As I was saying while you were away, I'm assuming, and I grant you this is an assumption, but I'm assuming this has nothing to do with the bottom few genes, which are all about reproduction, life expectancy, biomass absorption.
I can't imagine how that would be related, right?
Yeah. That seems it is an assumption, but it seems to me a fair one. So hunger, I could get, like that could be having an effect, but there's clearly sources of food closer to them that they are able to get to.
Yeah.
So I would have assumed, I don't think it's to do with max speed or turning speed, because I can't see how that would be relevant, but maybe it is.
Yeah.
It's all these sense ones, right? So it's cohesion, alignment, separation, obstacle avoidance, sense, and cautiousness, field of view. It's those ones. It's something to do with how these are interacting that is meaning that they cram into one bit and just stay there until they die, basically. So I put up the obstacle avoidance to medium. The obvious one to do, I suppose, is put the separation up higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but these are basically, all these now have been put roughly in the middle, like the cohesion, alignment, separation, and sense.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah. I could put the cautiousness to the middle. I could just middle all of these, right? And see if that fixes the problem. I suppose my hunger is still at 0.9.
Yeah, that's another thing that could
be causing that problem.
You could see what that changes.
So we'll see this. So this is all the sense ones on middle, basically. So we'll see what these guys do. Right, let's give them a mo. So my carnivores, I've spawned a couple of random ones here. Well, not random, they were custom, but not many genes unlocked, so I can't do too.
Do you have you tried some random carnivores?
Yeah, we tried random carnivores right at the start, didn't we? I don't mind putting more in, but there's not that many herbivores.
Some of your large plants now are down here. Is that because they accidentally made their way down here, or you accidentally did it, right?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked this one. This one. These I spawned earlier, didn't they? And they haven't been going mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've just researched 10 million signs. Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, these haven't started spawning too much. Like this guy, whoa, this guy's just eaten this whole ring here. He's finally chomped his way through it. But these look like different generations, don't they? Oh, maybe I just went. I think I put 2 out there, didn't I? Right. Okay. Let's not get too distracted. These guys are doing a bit better in this paddock here because they're not just jamming themselves into the corner here. They're actually eating some of this grass. They're kind of clearing it.
Yeah, they are. You can see where there's definitely less grass in that inside that square.
Yeah. So I've just increased the force field a bit. So these old schools are they're just like, ooh, a new corner to get to. So they've just done that. These guys, however, they are roaming around. They're not reproducing loads. There's not loads of eggs there. But they are feeding. Wow. I'm gonna have to go cook my cassoulet soon. So
well, do you want to have a summary of what's going on? What's the state of your world?
The state of my world is right. Okay, so the grass continues to grow. Okay, and go nuts. This is getting further and further over here.
Off the UI maybe what you showed us.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good point. So my grass has just gone nuts. I mean, look at it. It's spreading. There's no stopping this thing.
Yeah.
It's still down in the crevasse quite a lot, so that's not died off in quite the same way that we were expecting. I've got 2 pens. I've got a pen of herbivores we are slowly starting to understand why, or at least I'm slowly starting to understand why the original generations of them were doing this weird clumping behaviour.
Because they definitely there's a marked difference in behaviour there, right?
Yeah. they are definitely not doing that, which is good.
Yeah.
They're not spinning in quite the same way either, but I haven't introduced any carnivores. So in this main paddock here, we've introduced, well, kept a steady stream of cows to kind of introduce carnivores, keep some carnivores fed. We have unlocked a fair few genes, like 5 or 6 of the carnivores now, but we obviously need more time and more random kind of spawns of carnivores to get enough science to, play a little bit more with them. We have like very few survivors of this kind of mass spawning of herbivores over here. I'll just double check they're not like making life down here, like in some kind of weird subterranean. Yeah, there's just one. One just died. Brutal. I don't think there's any down here. Nope. No. So there's none left of that really. And up top, my kind of plant species.
I've put a link to the game in chat if you're watching this live.
That's cool. They're kind of doing okay. I'd be interested to see if they start spawning some seeds and that starts going okay, or they just kind of continue to live a bit like trees, just long lived, and that's the extent of what they can do. So that's where we're at.
Can we have a look at the graphs? I like graphs.
You like graphs.
That's kind of a nice history of what went on.
Okay, so my plants kind of. I mean, this is the story of grass, really, isn't it? Like it started strong and stayed strong. Like it had a few dips, but it's done really, really well.
Yeah.
Herbivores, we had we were playing around, found the cows, I suppose, in what I wanted, and kind of then we found the issue of reproduction rate, and we had a massive spike there. And since then, since they all threw themselves off a cliff, then we've kind of leveled out a bit. And carnivores, we've kind of just been up and down, really.
Yeah.
My score, which I haven't really been paying any attention to throughout the whole set of videos, really. I mean, I spiked here. That presumably matches the.
That matches 1741. Like, not really. That's when you had That's when you had kind of a lot of carnivores and herbivores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that was. And obviously this bottom one is just, if you want a story of the wind or the temperature, fair enough, but it just seems to go like this a lot, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So that's Dave's World. We've had cows. I would have liked to get a little bit more into the carnivores. What I really wanted, let's see if I've got it now, just to see. No. What I really wanted to get is the biomass, and I wanted an enormous carnivore. I just I don't know why, I just want big. I want big and better stuff. I want big cows. Although now all my cows, oh no, okay, that's fine. They're still there. So I like my big cows. I like my big plants, and I would have liked my big carnivores if we'd managed to get there in time.
I think after careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Sean. And on that note, please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Chuck us a follow if you're on Twitch. Check out ID. Share with us your screenshots on Steam. And just let us know how you're getting on with the game. Thanks, everyone. Bye.